In this video, we're going to go through 10 powerful things to tell yourself every morning. And these are all inspired by Stoicism. So, let's get into it. Number 1 is, "Today I will do what others are unwilling to do." This quote is from the great philosopher Epictetus. He says that the chief task in life is to separate things into 2 buckets. The things that are under my control and the things that are not under my control. So, when you wake up in the morning and you have this thought, "Today I will do what others are unwilling to do," what does that actually mean? It means that you're separating those 2 buckets. You're saying to yourself, there are some things that are dependent on other people. There are some things that are dependent on circumstances. There are some things that are dependent on external factors. And there are some things that are just completely within my control. And you should always try to separate those 2 and ask yourself, where do I have power and where don't I have power? And focus your attention on the things that are within your locus of control. And it doesn't mean that you ignore the other things or you don't take an interest in them, but it means that you put most of your attention on the things that you can change. Because if you try to control the things that you cannot change, then you're going to be frustrated, disappointed, upset. But if you focus on the things that you can change, then you can make real progress in life. The second thing you should say to yourself every morning is, "I won't fear what I can't control." Now, this relates to the first one. Once you've separated those 2 buckets of things that are in your control and things that are not in your control, you then need to have the courage to embrace the things that are not in your control. The Stoics talk about this idea of negative visualization, or imagining the worst-case scenario. And what they mean by this is that you should think about the things that could go wrong. Because if you only think about the good things that could happen, you'll be overly optimistic and you'll be unprepared for the bad things that actually do happen. And so the Stoics would say that you should visualize the opposite of what you want. That you should almost imagine yourself failing, or imagine your business not working out, or imagine losing the game. Because if you can see yourself in that situation, it helps you mentally prepare. And it gives you the strength to go after what you want even more aggressively. It also gives you the strength to deal with it if it does fail. Number 3 is, let the others be better. Marcus Aurelius says this in his beautiful book, Meditations. And he's talking to himself. He's having a conversation with himself. And he says, look, everyone wants to be better. Everyone wants to be smarter. Everyone wants to be more talented, more skilled than the next person. Why do you feel threatened by other people? Why do you feel jealous of other people? Just let them be better. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with someone else being successful? What's wrong with someone else doing well? It doesn't take away from your success. It doesn't take away from your happiness. In fact, it should inspire you. If you see someone who's better than you, you should be inspired to work harder, to learn more, to grow more. And if you see someone who's worse than you, you should be inspired to help them. Number 4 is, what is the right thing to do? This is a question that you should ask yourself every single day, every single time you make a decision. You should ask yourself, what is the right thing to do? Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, was walking down the street one day and he saw a slave, and he asked the slave, "Hey, what's your name?" And the slave said, "My name is Bardas." And Zeno said, "Wait a second, your name is not Bardas. Your name is actually Aristarchus. You're a Greek philosopher. You were at the Academy of Plato. You were a student of Socrates. How did you forget your name? How did you become a slave?" And the guy looked at him and said, "Well, it's been a long time." And then Zeno asked him another question. He said, No, what's the right thing to do?" And the man said, "Well, obviously, it's to be free." And Zeno said, "Well, then why aren't you asking yourself that question every day? Why isn't that the thing that you think about all the time? So, whenever you make any kind of decision, big or small, you should ask yourself, what is the right thing to do? Number 5 is, people are my real subject. This is from a great book called The Daily Stoic. In that book, I try to apply the lessons of Stoicism to modern life. And one of the big ideas that I talk about in that book is that people are the most important thing in your life. They're the most important thing that you'll ever learn about. And so you should always treat them as such. You should always put them first. And the way that you know that you've had a good day, the way you know that you've lived a good life, is by thinking about the people who were around you. Did you help them? Did you love them? Did you support them? Did you treat them the way they deserved to be treated? Or were you focused on yourself? Were you selfish? Were you in your own head? Were you thinking about how you were being perceived? And so this is a good little mantra to keep in mind throughout the day, that people are your real subject. Number 6, no one can harm you. This is a line from Marcus Aurelius, again in Meditations. He says, look, you have to understand something. No one can harm you. The only thing that can harm you is your belief that you're being harmed. You see, when somebody does something to you, they can't actually hurt you. They might insult you, they might offend you, they might make fun of you, they might speak badly about you, but that doesn't actually hurt you. You have to decide that it hurts you. And if you choose not to let it hurt you, then no one can ever harm you. And it's very empowering to live life with that kind of freedom. Number 7 is, don't look back. Seneca talks about how in life we look forward to certain things. We look forward to vacations. We look forward to holidays. We look forward to milestones, to achievements. And then, when we actually get to those things, we realize that they weren't what we expected. They weren't what we wanted. We wish we would have stayed in the present moment a little longer. And the same goes for our whole lives. Sometimes we spend our entire lives looking forward to retirement. And then, when we finally reach retirement, we find that we're not happy. You have to learn to be present. You have to learn to enjoy the journey. And this is a great way to start the day. Just reminding yourself, don't look back. Be here now. Be present now. Enjoy what you're doing now. Number 8 is, you're only here for a short time. This is a great quote from the ancient Greek poet Epictetus. He says, look, life is short. The present fleeting and opportunity never returns. You have to realize that time is precious. You have to realize that it's limited. And I know that sounds weird, because we have this thing called time. And we think that we have an unlimited amount of it. But really, if you look at the grand scheme of things, we don't have very much time. And you should treat every day like it's your last. You should treat every day like it's a gift. And you should remind yourself in the morning that you're only here for a short time. Number 9 is, my life has meaning. You have to believe that your life has meaning. You have to believe that you're making a difference. And if you ever have any doubt about that, you should just look to the example of the Stoics, who believed that their life had meaning because they were trying to pass on the wisdom, the philosophy, the ideas that they learned to the next generation. And number 10 is, my job is to burn out. In the movie Gladiator, there's a great scene where Maximus, played by Russell Crowe, is talking to his son before he goes off to battle. And he says, look, you know, you're a soldier. Your job is to burn out. That's what soldiers do. They burn themselves out. They exhaust themselves in the service of others. And the Stoics felt the same way about life. They felt that your job, your duty, your calling is to serve others. It's to exhaust yourself in service of other people. And that's the way that you make your life meaningful. That's the way that you leave a legacy behind, is by serving other people. So those are 10 powerful things to tell yourself every morning. These are all inspired by Stoicism, but I think they're applicable to everyone. If you liked this video, check out the video on 10 morning habits of the ancient Stoics. And thank you so much for watching.